Hey everyone, Greg here, and today we're joined by the one and only Leslie Grossman, who is one of the stars of AHS Double Feature.
Well, that went better than expected.
Leslie, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. You are one of our favorite characters, Ursula on Red Tide. What was it like playing this cutthroat agent?
I mean, I was really excited. Every time we start a new season, we don't necessarily have all the scripts. So because of the pandemic, they had time to really write and bank some scripts. So I got to read the first few and see where it was going. And I just thought this was such a great story and so brilliant and well done. And I was really excited to get to work with Finn and work with Lily, who I'd worked with Lily a little bit, but I'd never worked with Finn before. So I was very excited. And Ryan and Brad Falchuk, they always give me really good stuff to say. So I was just really excited, looking forward to it.
Inspirations. Don't have to name names, obviously, since you played an agent. But was there anything that you have? Did you have any inspirations as when you were making this character?
She was definitely an amalgamation of a lot of different people that I've met over the years working in this business. And I frankly don't think what she did is so extreme in terms of this world. I think there would be plenty of people who would do exactly what Ursula did. So everything is a means to an end. And I also think she's a complete sociopath. So it's easy for her to do what she did. So she is based on real people that I have known over the years, kind of a mishmash, that there have been times where I'm like truly rendered speechless by someone's behavior. Like, this cannot be real, and it is real. And that is what I brought to her.
Speaking of that, can we get some closure then on Ursula? Because it kind of ends with her just going off into the sunset there. So with that said, like what happened next? Is she talented? Is she talented on her own? What would happen with the black pill? All these questions are still up in the air.
Well, I think Ursula is talented at being a succubus of other people. I think that's her great talent.
Yes.
Angelica and I mean, look, you do see Angelica drive away with the baby in the car at the end, but in my opinion, she was just driving back to the house. We sort of decided, I mean, I think there's really strong couple energy between me and Angelica in that last part where we're, with Alma, and she's going, and I've gotten her, a
little family dynamic.
Exactly. So in my mind, we just live, our little nuclear family there together in that massive house in the hills, just raising our brilliant, beautiful daughter.
As the town burns down in the background.
Sure. Okay. Who cares? Look where I live. Look at my house. So that was like the vibe Angelica had. I was like, oh, we're together. And she was like, oh, we're together. That was not written in the script. Nobody said that. That was just us but that's what we had decided together, which I'm very happy with that outcome.
That's awesome. And you talked about Angelica and working with Angelica. You also worked with Macaulay Culkin. How was it like working with him? And also, this is his first time at AHS. How was that experience?
Well, I think he fits into that universe as beautifully as anyone could. And he's so good and so talented, and as dorky as this sounds, just like a wonderful scene partner, and just a really lovely human being. And it was a real joy to get to work with him. He was just the best. He was great. I don't have one bad thing to say about him, only good things. Funny, smart, engaged, just wonderful.
You're back for Death Valley, I believe.
Yes.
Now, Is there anything you can tell us about that character?
Well, there's not much I can tell you before it airs,
I know.
Because then terrible things happen to you. But I can tell you that my character's name is Calico. And Calico has led a really sort of interesting existence. And I will say that she's, in my opinion, sort of the diametric opposite of an Ursula. Like, I have a lot of compassion and love for Calico. And you'll see why.
Oh, that's exciting. I'm just going to leave it there. No more.
We'll leave it there. Sorry. I wish I could get into it more with you.
No, we'll all get in trouble. No.
I get put into American Horror Story jail, and it's not a place you want to be. So I don't want to go to jail.
Look at that. Okay, so you're working in retail.
Trouble.
I'm assuming it's retail. They put you in retail for the next millennium.
Maybe.
All right. Okay, well, now I'm going to move on to fan questions from YouTube. I will go with, what is your favorite season of American Horror Story and why?
I get asked this all the time, and it's an impossible question to answer. Obviously, I always say I love Murder House. I just think it was so brilliant and amazing, but I really love Red Tide. Red Tide is now my favorite. I think it was so well written, and it was such a great experience to do it. And, we went back, once the pandemic had started. So the whole thing just felt like kind of a safe little tiny bubble for us to be in. And it was such a top to bottom, front to back. It was such a great experience. So I just think it's so good. That's my favorite now.
Oh, perfect. With that said, now you're a showrunner. Let's say you're executive producer this season. Ryan Murphy's like, you know what? I need you to take the reins this time around.
Sure. Okay.
Theme and setting. What would it be if you could pick one?
Oh my God. Don't
Sorry to put you on the spot. I know. I'm sorry. I can give you some help. I can throw some stuff out there if you want, but I'm going to let you go.
What I'm going to say is probably going to annoy people because it's not like true horror or whatever, but I would love to do something set in the Housewives universe. I think that would be so hilarious and funny. I would love that.
That's what my idea. I wanted to do Suburbia, yes, Suburbia Housewives, but it's like something's weird, but you don't know what just yet. Something's a little kooky with the
I always have the angle of the Real Housewives, but we could go. I think Suburbia.
Okay, let's go back. Hold on.
No, but guess what? Maybe we could blend our two ideas. I think you're onto something. I think Suburbia is a brilliant idea. Like that there's something really wicked and evil going on under the surface. I like it. Let's go with your idea. There we go.
Okay, but it's still filmed like Real Housewives.
There you go.
Still taped. Okay, all right, cool. Sure. We made it. Let's do that.
Walk away. No. Walk away.
I want to get you this one fan question because everyone in the comments section kept asking us. And then I also asked my wife about it, and she told me, and she demanded that I ask you about it as well.
Well, you better do it. You better do what your wife says.
AHS Universe, Ryan Murphy. Fans want to know, what was your favorite moment playing Mary Cherry on Popular?
Oh, that's so cute. All of it was my favorite moment because it was, it was the first series I ever did. I met Ryan in the casting process for that. And that, has turned into one of the most important relationships of my life, one of my dearest friends. So I have so many personal great moments. On camera, I really loved working with Delta Burke. I thought that, she played my mother, Cherry.
Cherry.
I have to say, I think one of my favorite scenes was there's a scene with me and Delta Burke, and she's so mean, and we're in a limousine, and I haven't won homecoming queen, and I'm wearing a dress that they rigged to light up. It was all so ridiculous and insane. So I think I really love that scene, but I have such ridiculous fond memories of that show, and I didn't understand how unique it was until it was over, And I think it's so funny. People still ask me when it was on the air, almost no one watched it.
2000 WB. I think it was the WB back then.
Oh, yes, it was. This is pre-CW. You're making me feel even older. No, yes, exactly. It was what's his name with the hat?
Oh, no, it wasn't that. No, it was not.
Yes, he had a hat and a cane. Yes, he did. Didn't he?
Yes, he did. It was bad.
Don't make me feel like I'm crazy. He had a name. It was like JR something. I don't know.
Something the frog.
Anyway, that whole experience was positive. It's hard to narrow down to one thing.
Thank you so much, Leslie. You can catch AHS Double Feature every Wednesday night on FX and the next day on FX on Hulu. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.